Good morning, CC Columbia. For this week, week 2, we will be doing science experiment 24 and 26, which are Mirage and Distortion. For 24, we'll be setting up in the craft room, and we'll be using cups like these with modeling clay and chips. This means that we'll have to separate classes. We'll only be able to have one class in the science room at a time in order to take care of the science. Okay, we have 1 cup for the teacher to demonstrate. We have 4 cups for the students. Students will work in pairs, and we will go over the experiment. For 26, we have compasses for the older class. They'll have to share those, and we have magnifying glasses, and then we will provide paper, white paper, or cardstock for the older kids for our master's class and our journeyman, if you would like. We'll allow them to use the compasses, and they will draw circles like these. I recommend for them to color them in. And then for our younger group, we have the paper that's like this, where they can color the center and they can use it to see the experiment. We also have an 8-inch circle that if anyone is interested in using, they can use. And lastly, we can just do a printed 1-inch circle, which the kids could color in, which would add to the science time. And so now we're going to go over the experiments. Okay, so I have my small table set up to emulate what it will be in the classroom. And so you'll have, not the magnifying glass here, but you'll have the modeling clay. Yours will be a little thinner than this for the class. Okay, and you'll take part of this, the directions say a walnut size, and we're going to take it about that big like that, and we're going to put that in our cup. We'll have a cup, okay, and then you'll have your poker chip here, or your chip, and we'll put that in our cup like this. And so you see in my cup that it's placed in there, and the chip is placed on top. It won't fall out, okay? And then we're going to place that on the edge of our table, okay? So as you can see, we've got the cup with the piece on the edge of the table. It's important on the edge of the table, okay? And so now we're going to back up away from the coin until we can no longer see the coin through the top of the cup, okay? So as you can see, we can no longer see the coin through the top. Just barely, though. We don't want to be too far back. So you're going to see there's my position. We're going to back up to where good. Now we can no longer see the red coin. So we're going to have the other student pour water into the cup. And you want to have them pour it to where it's not poured in the middle. And as you can see here, we will have some mess. But what happens is the light begins to refract and you begin to be able to see the coin. And so that's what creates our mirage. We know that we're not in the view of the coin or in the view of the chip, but we can see, based on where the water is, the chip in the cup. And that's our experiment. I would encourage you to look at the information that was sent with the Cornerstone packet that was given to you at tutor meeting for details, and I'll also send a link for a video that they use a pan for their experiment, and he goes over the experiment in some good details. Okay, now we're going to move on to experiment 26. Okay, for science experiment number 26, like I said, for the older class, we will have compasses. For the youngers, we will have one of these designs here where it's the circles that are already there, or we'll have just a single circle. And we have the bigger, if anybody wants to use the bigger picture. It just gives a different perspective, okay? And so we're going to take our picture, and all of them will have at least a 1-inch circle. Okay, so we'll take our compass, we'll make sure our compass is set to 1 inch, and we'll set it in the center, the middle point here, and we'll set that in the center of our paper and use that to draw our circle, okay? We'll go around. Once we're done, we'll color it in. You can use colored pencils or crayons, and we'll color in the circle there. And then we're going to take our magnifying glass, and our magnifying glass will be used to first see the piece of the circle, and we'll see it here, okay? And then we're gonna take and run across the picture, which will cause it to expand, and we'll be able to see the magnifying glass as it expands across the picture, okay? And what that will show is the distortion that happens, similar to what we see with the sunrise and the sunset. Though the sun is not there, or it's off of the edge of our horizon, you can still see the sun. It's the shadow of the sun after it sets, or after it rises and after it sets, okay? And that's all for experiment 24. So all of the students will set this up as well in the craft room. Or this one, I guess you could do in your own classroom. We'll just have to move pieces around, move magnifying glasses around, because I believe I only have 20. So we'd be a few magnifying glasses short. And so we would set that up, and we'll have everything that we need for science. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and look forward to seeing you on Friday.